Hello, welcome to Maximize Your Time and Elevate Your Life, the weekly podcast that gives busy professionals practical tips to work smarter, not harder. I'm your host, Blinn Bates, and each week we're going to explore simple strategies to help you take control of your calendar and create more margin in your life. Because although time is finite, how you use it matters. Welcome back. Whether we realize it or not, somebody's watching us. I don't say that to scare you, but it could be our children, junior employee in our corporation, new team member, old team member, client, friend, acquaintance. Leadership isn't just about what we say. It's about what we consistently do, what people see us do. In my experience, people pay far more attention to our actions than they do our words. We can say things over and over and over again, but if we're not doing them, nobody's really going to listen. A lot of people think that leadership starts with a title. I need to be the president or the CEO or something like that. And I don't believe that's true. I think leadership starts with an example, and every day we're teaching others how to handle adversity, how to communicate, how to manage time, treat people, respond under pressure. And I don't know that the question is necessarily, am I influencing people? I think the question should be, what am I teaching them? Now, I'm a parent, I have children, and I know that children are incredible observers. They see things, they hear things, even though we may not want them to or think that they are paying attention. But they watch these things. They watch how we conduct ourselves in our relationships with our spouse, how we handle things like failure, disappointment, how we speak to other people, whether those people are above or below us on the organizational chart, whether we say we're going to do things and do them, follow through, how we manage our stress, how we manage our calendars. They don't learn discipline because we lecture about it. They learn it because they see us doing it. They don't learn how to be kind because we tell them you need to be kind. They learn by us showing them. The example we set today for our children or for others is going to be the standard that they're going to carry through. And I think the same is true in business with junior employees or team members watching to see, did you show up on time? Were you prepared? How do you treat your clients? How do you treat those below you on the organizational chart? How are you treating the server when you go out to lunch? How do you respond when you make a mistake? Whether you follow the systems and the processes that you're expecting others to follow. We've talked about boundaries before. Do you have boundaries? Or are you just telling people that they should have boundaries? We expect planning. Do you plan? If we want people to disconnect after hours, do you disconnect after hours? Or are you emailing people at 2 o'clock in the morning? If you're expecting professionalism, are you modeling that professionalism? Culture is often something that's talked about, and it's a buzzword in business circles, but I think it's often caught before it's taught. And by that, I mean people see it, and they live it if you're living it also. So we need to be modeling the behaviors that we want. What are some of the things that we admire? Integrity, discipline, gratitude, accountability, kindness, resilience. We want all these things, but are we doing those things? Are we demonstrating those qualities consistently? This doesn't have to be perfect. We're not talking about perfection. Nobody's perfect, but doing things consistently is what gets us results. I read a James Clear, Atomic Habits quote the other day that said, if we get 1% better every day, by the end of the year, we're going to be 37% better. And that's insane. That's the magic of compounding, because if we're getting better, other people are getting better around us, and they're going to tend to do and follow that lead. So we want to be the change that we want to see. Many of us spend time wishing, hoping that people communicated better, that people were more accountable, that our children were more disciplined, that society was more respectful. But that change often starts with us. So we want to ask ourselves and look in the mirror and say, am I modeling the behavior that I want? Am I setting the standard? Am I living the values that I claim to believe in? And I believe that that is the fastest way to influence others, is to become the example. And this isn't just big things. I think that our small actions speak volumes. If we're on time, and to me that means early, if we're following through and doing what we say we're going to do, if we are showing appreciation by saying thank you, sending a thank you note, admitting when we're wrong, owning our failures, and keeping our commitments. These may seem small at the time, but over time, they're going to become powerful examples for what we want, what we expect, and what we believe the standard is. I think that the leadership is going to be built on these ordinary moments done consistently. So this week I would challenge you to ask yourself the question, what behavior do I want to see most in others? And then all week intentionally model it. Model it at work, model it at home, model it out in the community. Don't talk about it, just demonstrate it. See how that works. See if you start to notice it in other people also. We're never going to fully know who's watching us. We may never know the impact from our example, but somebody is learning based on how we live. So let's make that count. When we're leading by example and holding the standard, that's how we're going to maximize our time and elevate our life. Thanks for listening to Maximize Your Time, Elevate Your Life. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more time freedom. If you're ready to maximize your time, please navigate to our consulting page on my website, which is blendbates.com, and submit the right fit evaluator to see if I can help you elevate your life. Remember, time is limited, but your potential isn't. I'll see you next week.